Hey Simmers, it's your girl Simmer with Locks. I'm back with another slideshow video of my current household before my computer magically crashed on me. This is just gonna be a placeholder household to talk about on my YouTube channel for right now until I'm able to, play my game and create that save file for you guys to start playing with. So who you guys currently see right now in the slideshow are Aiden and Blyss. They are Kiara's, my current sim, parents. I've been playing with them prior to Kiara for like a couple months before Kiara grew up, and I was enjoying the hell out of them. They were fun to play with. I was just super attached until, of course, they had children. Blyss in the very beginning did not want children. This is before they got married. This is around the time when Blyss was actually in school to become a chef, and she wanted to be a chef before she dived into being a mother. She did not want to become a mom until that was a thing for her. She felt like Aiden was just rushing. She felt like he was rushing into things. He had just had a whole marriage prior to her. They had a baby, and he was taking care of her on child support. There was a legal battle between him and his ex-wife was in a legal battle with their daughter, and she just didn't want that. She just did not want that at all for her. She didn't want to marry into some shenanigans, even though she knew what she was dealing with. She just didn't want that. She wanted to make sure things were in order. Blyss is a person of order. She likes things to be organized and ordered and just in place. She wanted to be secured and knowing what's the next step. She hated anything to be a surprise. She don't like things of that nature. She likes to know what's going on and how it's going to be with Aiden for the next couple years. She loved this man. She didn't see herself with anybody else. She loved this man, and she didn't feel like, she didn't see herself with anybody else. She kept her promise to not only herself, but to Aiden, how she was going to love him no matter what. It's just, she don't want to put herself at the back end, at the end of it all. So after months and months and months of arguing on and off about the topic of being pregnant and becoming parents again, Blyss finally ends up pregnant, but doesn't tell Aiden right away because she's freaking out. She doesn't know what Aiden is going to think about her decision on wanting to terminate the baby. She doesn't even know if she truly wants to terminate the baby because how much she loves Aiden and how much she wants to even be a mother in the first place. It's just a whole bunch of shit going on in Bliss's world right now. In her mind, things are supposed to go in her path, and right now, they're not. With her so focused on her goals, this pregnancy is just putting a damper on her mood. She's really trying to figure out and navigate. Meanwhile, Aiden is just totally neglecting how she's feeling in the midst of it because he's just so focused on having this baby, wanting more children, that he is just totally bypassing how Blyss is feeling. And he doesn't realize that motherhood is a lot. It's more than just pushing out a baby. It's way more, because whenever you leave as the man to go to work, I have to take care of the baby. So Blyss is just not really here for the stay-at-home mom duties right now. So some weeks went by. Aiden and Blyss finally came to a common ground with terminating the pregnancy. I think Aiden came to his senses and realized that he don't want to put pressure on Blyss with motherhood. He wants for it to come natural, and he wants Blyss to actually enjoy motherhood. He don't want her to feel like it's a duty to get up to take care of your kid. He wants her in the best spirit and the best mindset possible while in motherhood and while transitioning into motherhood. I think Aiden kind of came to terms with that and just kind of backed off with keeping the baby and realized how much he loves Blyss all in all. That was probably the biggest roadblock they've ever had in their relationship, to where It made Aiden really think to himself how much of a superwoman Blyss is, how much of a smart businesswoman she really is, and how smart and intelligent and how thoughtful and logical she really is, to the point where how can he allow her to slip between his fingers? He can't, so he decides that he want to propose. Blyss was ready to be that man's wife, like for real. She was so ready, so determined. She just couldn't believe that he was asking, especially with everything going on. You would think that this man who wanted that child so bad would turn his back on her, but he didn't, and she just was forever grateful for him. A little bit after the proposal, Blyss and Aiden decided they wanted to take some engagement photos. And I just thought that was the cutest idea to kind of start this new chapter for them. They just could not wait to spend the rest of their lives together. It was almost surreal for Blyss. A couple weeks in with planning their wedding, Aiden and Blyss finally found out that they were pregnant. They could not believe that they were finally pregnant. Blyss finally finished as a chef at her university. Aiden finally got a job as an author. Life was just living it up, and Blyss didn't feel the need to feel detached. She was finally able to say she was a professional chef, very much successful in her career. Her soon-to-be husband was an author. Life was going great. Money was flowing in. Things were starting to be in place for Blyss and her newfound family. Little Miss Blyss could not contain her excitement at all. The first person she had to tell was her mama. That girl went to her mama's house so fast and told that lady how pregnant she was and how ready she was, and Blyss' mom couldn't hold her excitement in either. She was just crying tears of joy with the fact that Blyss was getting ready to give her her first grandkid. She just couldn't hold her excitement in. Over time, Bliss's belly gotten bigger and bigger. Her baby was growing bigger and healthier with time passing by. Blyss could not wait until she had this damn baby, y'all. They were trying to come up with different names to name her. They already had found out the gender. This pregnancy was something that Blyss didn't think that she was going to attach herself to, being the fact that she just did not see herself being a mom anytime soon. Even with her telling Aiden that she would wait until she finished her degree. Even after her degree, she wanted to kind of put her foot into the work field and really start to get to work. But that's not the case. She ended up pregnant and got really attached. As some weeks went by, my girl started to feel some contractions, some pressure down there. And she told Aiden, like, babe, let's go to the hospital. Like, I can't do this. Like, this shit hurt. So she eventually went to the hospital and ended up having Kiara. It was one of Aiden's and Bliss's best day of their life. Like, they remember that very vividly on how beautiful Kiara came out. Blyss could not believe she really did that. She really pushed out another little sim, and she could not believe that this little one came out of her, like, and she did it with all her might. Blyss is literally blissful. She is head over heels about Kiara. Blyss could not believe how small Kiara was, to the point where anybody and everybody that came over just to see Kiara, Blyss was not allowing them to touch, hold, anything, nothing. If it wasn't her daddy or her mama, you can't touch her. You can't touch her, you can't hold her. She just was paranoid about Kiara being dropped or Kiara being sick. It was just paranoia from then on out. So at this point in my game, right, Kiara get whisked away by CPS. I don't know, y'all. I do not know how this happened. I truly do not know why and how. I believe my game was up and I left my game up running and she got whisked away. And I was so bad because you know how we get our kids taken by CPS. We don't know how to fucking get them. 9 times out of 10, we probably can't get them back. So I said, F it. We're just going to get this girl pregnant again and just move on, act like Kiara was Kiara. And that's it, right? Because first her name was Tyler. So we named the next child Tyler. So we named the next child Tyler. And we're like, all right, bet. So mind you, initially Kiara was Tyler. So we had 2 Tylers in the world. But one Tyler, we didn't know where she was at. One day I decided to see if I could find her. And boom, found her. Put her back into the household. We basically missed out on a childhood with this child and barely got any pictures. So I don't have any pictures of her in her childhood, unfortunately, or at least babies wise. She came back as an actual child. At this point, we done had 3 kids. We got Demi, which is from the previous relationship from Aiden. We got Kiara, which is, her name is now Kiara because she's put back into the household. And then we have the young baby named Tyler. Yeah, how the hell we go from 1 baby to 3? I don't know, but here we are. A little bit after putting Kiara back into the household, I didn't really play with her as a child too much. So I didn't really get too many screenshots of her being a child, her and just enjoying childhood. She kind of grew up kind of quickly after she moved in. So life really started for her with me playing with her really around the teenage years. And that's when she started dating Jalil, when she met her first husband. Kiara and Jalil met in high school and they fell in love with each other as soon as they started dating. Kiara fortunately had to go away to college, and of course Jalil can't go with her, so that kind of made the relationship kind of rocky, but they stuck it out and they were able to stay together until they were able to move in and be adult enough to stay together, move in together, and actually take on those responsibilities as a couple. Jalil and Kiara has talked about marriage, kids, just their future all in all. Kiara just does not see herself committing to those duties and those responsibilities so early on in life without the proper education, without the proper success. She doesn't want to be broke and have children and get married and can't pay for weddings and things of that nature. Kiara comes from a 2-person household. She don't expect anything less than for her children. So whenever Jalil brought up kids, marriage, she's like, boy, I gotta go to school. I gotta get this education first. I gotta get this money first before you wanna jump the broom, before you wanna put a baby in me. Like, we gotta fix some shit out first. And as bad as Jalil wants kids, wants to get married, he was very much patient with Kiara. He didn't mind. He never really put pressure on her to have children, to get married. He mentioned it, they talked about it, but he's never pressured her, you know. He was very much patient with her. And then after a while, he did realize that having children right now, they're super young, you know. They're super young, and having children right now is just not a good idea. All right, guys, this is the ending of the video. I kind of want to make a part 2, so this is going to be a part 1. I'm not going to just leave y'all with a cliffhanger. Again, I'm only making these slideshows because I don't have a computer. But even when I do get my computer this week, I'll still continue with the slideshow shows. I'll just create like an actual playlist for it. So those who want to watch it can. Also know that when I do get my computer, I am going to be starting my Let's Plays. So I appreciate y'all for coming in and watching my video, taking the time out to watch my videos. So if y'all can leave a comment, like, subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Talk to you guys later. Bye.